Dad.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad.
Dad! Dad! Hey, Dad, did you see that?
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Dad?
Daddy-o! What's up?
The number one dad.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hey Dad.
What up?
There's only two of us again today. Lowry had a accident in
Oh,
a
deep
tub.
in shit.
His kid learned how to waffle stop, I think.
Well, he's not successful at it.
No.
Okay.
So it's just me and Joel today again. Hopefully next time Lowry will be here with us. Today on the docket, we're going to talk about schools and expectations, and we will probably go off topic again, which
We're
is
pretty good
absolutely fine.
We're pretty good at that. Pretty good.
Before we get started, how have you been, Joel?
I'm good. Now we're at work. You're back to work now, finally. Stop. You're not a stay-at-home dad anymore.
I am back to work. No, it sucks. It sucks real bad. I got used to the
2 days worth of
stay-at-home
work.
life. Yeah. I went back yesterday. Today was a little bit shorter of a day. It was nice. But I definitely missed sleeping in, waking up, and immediately making breakfast.
Making breakfast. I knew you were going to say making breakfast.
I mean, you know.
I have to say, breakfast is like your thing. Anytime we go anywhere, like snowboard trips or hell, when we went hunting that one time.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime we go anywhere, like you're the first to wake up and like just start busting out eggs and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you love breakfast.
Most important meal of the day.
I mean,
I
yeah.
mean, that's what they say. But yeah, it sucked, dude. If I could take another month off, I would have. But I probably couldn't afford another month.
Yeah, dude. I hate it. I'm usually in the same boat with you on time off, but work's been slow. So I do home repair, and it just feels like people aren't doing big projects at the moment. You know, I mean, I have people calling every day for, hey, put in my ceiling fan, or like yesterday I went over to a lady's house and put in I actually put together her exercise bike, took out a shower, like one of those small portable, like one person little showers that's in the basement. Like she doesn't use it anymore.
Is it like the
the plastic
standalone?
Yeah, standalone. Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, a standalone shower that she hasn't used in like 10 years. So I took it apart, took it out, and then
Hold on. Was it like it was in the basement, right?
yeah.
Was it like the old school houses where like the men would come home after working in like the mines or something? And they go straight to the basement?
I don't think so. I think it was they tried to do a cheap half basement in the bathroom with a standalone shower.
Okay.
And then so and then I changed out her smoke detectors, and let me tell you about that crap. So the smoke detectors, they're 10-year batteries now, right? So they're like sealed batteries.
Yeah.
So they come separated from their bracket. So when you put your bracket on the wall, when you actually click it in, it activates it, right? But
Yep.
I didn't know that. Okay? On the back there's a little yellow tag, and when there's a little yellow tag for a battery thing, what do? What's everybody do?
You gotta pull it.
Right, you pull it. So I pull it, I flip the switch. Guess what the switch does?
It goes off, huh?
It deactivates the whole thing and ruins the smoke detector.
Oh yeah, it's that one. I told you about that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I freaking had to go buy another one because I bought a 2-pack. I did it to both of them. Because I did the first one, I put it in there and didn't even think about it. The second one, I clicked it and I went, what does that say? And then I read it and I'm like, God dang it. And so I had to go buy new ones, and then I put them in the bracket and they beep, and man, I was so pissed. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
You're getting a little fuzzy. Your audio is breaking up.
Yeah. I need to shave, but
no, your audio is breaking up.
I'm just fucking with you. I know what you're saying.
Can you disconnect and reconnect real quick?
I don't know how to do that. Is that better?
Way better.
What happened?
I'm not sure. It just started kind of getting fuzzy and clicking. Not a big deal.
Hmm.
Yes, that's fine. You did it to two of them?
Oh yeah, I did it to both of them. Yeah. So,
That sucks.
but that's kind of all the stuff that I have going on right now. It's just small thing. Like I was actually supposed to go do a bunch of debris out of a lady's driveway today, but as you know, it snowed in Ohio again. Did you guys get snow?
Just a little bit. A lot of
Yeah, I mean
wind.
it
Mostly just
dusted. It
wind.
dusted. It was cold. It was so cold. So I didn't go do that today. Um, but I did. I made a coffee table.
Ooh, fancy.
It's not fancy, but I was just trying my hand at woodwork. We'll see how it goes.
Is the one you're gonna sell, or is it just like, I
Yeah,
made
I
it
think
as a
so.
test?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell it and see if anybody has interest. I'm gonna post it online if you can see a picture of it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's neat. Are
So
you gonna stain it or?
yeah, well, I'm gonna sand it down. I can't decide if I'm gonna stain it or if I'm gonna paint it. But I'm gonna paint the whole base and then I'm gonna take a butcher block top and stain it.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna butcher block top, stain and seal it, and then the frame I haven't decided. It's not gonna match. I don't want it to match. I want it to be light and dark, or like white base, dark top, or dark base, light top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll look good. What do you
So
think of butcher tops for countertops?
I love the idea.
Do you like the idea, functionality of it?
So it can go two ways. If you're gonna use your countertop as a butcher block, you have to make sure you put enough seal on it so that you don't harm it. And then if you do, you have to make sure you reseal it. If you're going to use it as just a countertop and then use a butcher block on top of it, like to cut, then I think it's 100% great because you're protecting the integrity of it anyway using the cutting board. So
Right. I think of it as a normal person. You're prepping food and everything. Raw meats get on the countertop all the time.
yeah,
So that's how I think of it. That's why I don't like the idea of butcher block, just
yeah,
because of that. Sealants come off, they fade,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
now
yeah,
you have raw meat and stuff hitting those spots.
yeah.
So that's why I think they look cool. They're neat.
But if you
Personally,
use them as countertops, they should be fine.
yeah, but I mean, come on, how many people really just use?
Oh, I cut shit on my. Yeah.
Yeah, you're throwing stuff on there. You're setting stuff on there.
Yeah. I have granite. We have a stone. I don't know what it is, granite or quartz or whatever. I cut shit on it all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just wondering
It's
because I was thinking
it's
about it.
countertop.
Yeah, we did a cool design. I did black countertops in the last house we did,
Yeah.
and I was unsure about it. Turned out awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, except for the the caulking on it. Obviously, you got to use black caulking, and that
Now
stuff.
is that a big black caulking or
Uh, Actually, it was one of the rare ones. It was a little one. It was a little bit of black caulking that I used. Came in a little tube. I know normally it comes in a giant fat tube.
yeah. Like a
Yeah, I got it.
girthy, just
Yeah,
girthy tube of
uh,
caulk?
but I found this rare one. It was tiny, and I used the hell out of it.
You can use clear on it.
Uh, well, no, because when we did the countertops that have the backsplash on it, right?
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's two pieces. You have the countertop,
Yeah.
and you have the backsplash that matches, and then you have to caulk your seams,
Yeah.
and then you have to caulk it through the back of the wall. Sometimes you have,
Sure.
a small gap there. If you use clear caulking, you're going to see that gap still. So you want to cover that. So easiest way to cover it, get black caulk, do that.
Yeah.
But the thing with that, it's super sticky, and I was not prepared for it to be
Yeah.
that sticky of black caulk.
Yeah. Um the the grout caulk that they have for tile
Yeah.
for like bathrooms, that stuff, you have to, if you don't wear gloves, your hands will be covered in it. It
Dry
sticks to
quick.
it doesn't dry. It's just sticky. Like you said,
Oh,
it just clings to everything.
yeah. I had to
I don't
use.
know what they did to it, but it used to not be like that. It used to be like a can of grout. Like you would squeeze it in, you could use a sponge on it and almost grout it back in. But now it's got like a silicone in it or something that it's a mess.
Do you use a trout fort still, or you just put it
No,
in there and use like the?
not for the caulk. No, you just put it in and use that little tool that you love.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you can use one of those. But if you don't use gloves, dude, it's
game
everywhere.
over.
Yeah,
Look like a
yeah,
fucking 5-year old.
yeah.
What the fuck did
Like
I do?
what do I do? Yeah,
It's
it's
funny.
bad. So,
Uh,
but yeah, work is a little slow. I'm hoping it picks up here soon. I have jobs, but
yeah.
they're starting to get outdoor jobs. People are calling about outdoor jobs, and I'm like, I'm not doing it yet. I'm not doing
Well,
outdoor.
weather hasn't broke yet.
Not enough.
Yeah.
So I
We do
scheduled.
painting.
You did painting.
No, so when we do painting, it has to stay above like ideally it has to stay above 35 at night, and
Yeah,
then it has to be like for like a whole week it has to be above 35 and at nighttime.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's whatever. So other than that,
that's it. I just sold a house. Hopefully I'll close on it till next week. They're doing the appraisal. Or no, they already did the appraisal inspection. They're doing the inspection today or yesterday. That takes like 2 days.
yeah,
So
no,
hopefully that
it
comes back.
doesn't. The inspection takes like paperwork. So I've been talking about getting my home
Yeah,
inspection
yeah.
license because dude, it's such a if you're experienced with any home work, you could be such a great home inspector because you can go through and make sure you can find things that because most of the home inspectors don't have they just got their license to do it because it's good money. They don't have a
Oh
clue
yeah.
what they're doing. But it takes like 2 hours to do, 2 to maybe 4 if you're really checking. But then you have to fill out a freaking booklet of all the
Yeah.
pictures and that's what takes the 2 days to do it.
Everything. It's like, oh, here's some caulking that's
Yeah.
cracked.
Well, that just
Or
depends on the loan. Who, if they're going to FHA loan, then yeah, then it's a mess because you have to report everything. But if you're just doing a home inspection for someone, and you don't have to, you just kind of have to clarify the water heater, the heater, the roof. You don't have to nitpick
yeah.
the caulk and you don't have to do all that stuff.
Yeah, ours are never like that. It's always a whole home and the bank. All of them are. So uh,
Right.
I sold one house that didn't need it because they pay cash. That was great. That's the best.
I didn't even have it home done.
Really?
I put it yeah. I walked through the house. The people who owned the house were the second owners and they had lived here since 1970. The house was built in 64. The first owners lived in it from 64 to 70. The people bought it in 70 and sold it to me in 2021. And I went through the house and I was looking at it and everything was in such good condition. Like the furnace was old and I need to probably in the next few years replace the furnace. I just replaced the water heater the other day, or what was that, a month ago? Probably a month or two ago, I replaced the water heater. Like I know what to look for. So in my application or in my offer, I said, I put in what I would offer them and told them that we don't need an inspection if they're okay with that. And then we had a few other kind of contingent deals that worked in our favor. So
Right. That's cool. That saves you probably about $500, $800.
I didn't save shit buying this house.
I mean, that's every house. You think, oh, I'll buy
I
this
know, right?
house. I don't have to do anything. And then you live there for a week and you're like, oh, I should do that. I should do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that
so
really needs to be done.
you have you been down to the house?
Yeah.
It's been a while. You haven't been down here in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So X, one goes out the kitchen, one goes out the back. The New Year when we first bought it, New Year's, we threw a New Year's party that year, and Dustin fell through the deck. And like, as we start using it, my deck's falling apart because it needs updated. So,
Man, that's funny. Good thing you didn't sue.
what's he going to sue me for? I think we've discussed this. Somebody told me they could sue me the other day. Oh, a friend of ours. She said I said we would have a party, but we can't until the deck is fixed. And she goes, I'll sue you. I said, you're going to sue me for $16 and a beat box. Have you seen those beat boxes? Those
The
alcohol
drink?
drinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
She loves them. I said, you can sue me for $16 and a beat box. And she said, sold, deal, sold. I said, good. That's all I can afford.
You don't even have to sue me. I'll save you time.
Right? I'll just prepay.
What did you go to any type of school for that? For working on houses or anything, like carpentry or electrical or anything?
No. No, I haven't got it. I mean, when I was in college, I took a welding class. What else did I take? I took another class, but it wasn't like home repair. I've just always done home repair. It's my whole life. We built my grandparents' cabin. My dad was a fixie guy. He's always, let's do it ourselves. So
Oh yeah.
I've always been that way. So, and what
So
I
you're
do,
cool.
everything I do, you don't really need certifications for. Like if I remodel a bathroom, I don't really do any of the, like I'll fix the plumbing fixtures, but I won't move plumbing or move electric. And if I do add electric, it's just adding an outlet, so technically you don't need any of that. So
Right.
yeah,
That's
everything
cool.
I do is handyman stuff.
Did you do when Brian traveled to do those CVSs? Did you do that?
Yeah, yeah. When we moved to Florida,
So
and it
yeah. So I
was
mean, you learned from that too. So
not really. That wasn't even construction.
you think so?
That was It was like we did a few things. So I worked for the construction company when I came back and built like Chick-fil-A's and retirement homes and all kinds of stuff. But down there what we were doing was we were converting the Eckerd's pharmacies into CVS's, and basically it was like changing the signage, doing a few, like they had big contractors in there for the big things. Like we were there just for moving stuff, painting stuff, like doing the build outs on the checkouts. Like we assembled the checkouts. There wasn't, they came in boxes and we assembled them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um Gluing carpet down, minor things like that. It wasn't.
I mean, you still learn a few things. Like
You do, yeah. So when I was down there, when Brian came home, I went back for like 4 or 5 weeks. I don't remember how long it was. And I was down there with this guy, and they said, "Hey, so and so is going to show you how to do border trim. He's going to show you how to cope trim." So that's how I learned how to cope trim. But this guy, I get back there, meet him. He says, "Hey, I'm so and so." I'm like, "Okay." And he says, "Here, this is how you do this." And he grabs the trim and a coping saw. And as he does it, I look at his hand, and he's missing two of his fingers. And I'm like, "Okay, this is a guy I want to learn from." So then we're sitting there talking, and he turns one way, and he's missing half of his ear. And I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to learn anything from you." Like, seriously? No, I'm not going to take your advice on anything.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
Did you ask him how he lost his hand and ear?
No, God, no. He said he'd been doing carpentry for 40 years or so back then. So I was like, I'm pretty sure it was part of that.
Do you think either your kids are going to follow your footsteps and working on homes and stuff, or
Nah, I doubt it.
You don't think so?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously you're
I
gonna.
didn't do it for them to follow in my foot. Like I I don't even like doing it. I don't even want to follow in my footsteps. I like I like owning the business part. I like the business aspect of it. I love getting the customers. I love I like doing the work, and I like doing the paper. Like I don't like doing the paperwork, and haven't always been great at doing the business, but when I sit down to do it, I really enjoy like tracking the business, knowing how much the materials were, and like I like the business aspect of it more
It,
than doing the work of it.
the managing part.
I don't know. I mean, you would lump managing in there, but I don't know if it is the managing. I think it's the owning and being in charge and being able to know everything about the business is what I like. Like that's what I want to own. I want to own a few businesses that only employ a couple people and just check on them daily. You know what I mean? Like that's the ultimate goal.
Right.
So
But I mean, you'll probably have him work with you for a while.
I I would think so. Yeah. Hopefully, if I get by the time he needs a job, if I get to that point, yes, I would. I want the kids. Like I told Charlie, I would make her my social media manager if I ever really. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
why not? Why not?
Well, I mean, you
Um.
got like summer, like when he's 16, 15, 17.
Sure.
Like you got
Yeah.
all summer. You're gonna need a job. Why not just go help you?
Right. Yeah. And hopefully, hopefully it's busy enough that I can do that.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be able to. Even if it's like, hey, you need to hold this 2x4.
Sure.
Okay, take a
Yeah.
break, go hold that 2x4.
Right.
Because even that shows like you have to be here and you have to be here for.
Right.
I mean, there's still skills to be learned, even though you're not using a bunch of power tools and stuff. You're just kind of doing grunt work.
Right. So.
Yeah. You think they're what you think they're going to go to college or like a vocational school?
Charlie has talked about being a nurse, but yeah, she's 12, so who knows right now.
Right.
None of the kids have really shown a passionate interest in well, I don't know if you want to take video games for Wesley. I told him, I said, listen, if you can tell me how that iPad works, like if you can tell me the programming, how to program it, how the video game works, how to do, like if you can turn it off and turn it on with codes and crap, like, clicking on it. I said, I'll take your time limit off. You'll never
Yeah.
have a time limit again. I said, if you can figure that out, you'll never have a time limit. Like, don't even worry about it. So if he shows
That'd be
he loves video games, but I think that's just because he can talk to his friends and stuff. So
yeah. I mean, I know like ESPN has started that
yeah,
video game sports like competing.
yeah,
Like I guess that's a big
the
thing now.
EA team or whatever.
So, but I mean, really good. I mean, you got to be top of those
Yeah,
leaderboards, and that's out of how many
yeah,
millions of kids playing around the world. So
right.
it's like being a professional football player. Like, good luck. You can do it though.
Yeah, I try to explain to him that it's not a waste of time. It's a good way to kill an hour if you're,
Yeah.
if you've worked all day and you just kind of want to, come in and play for a little bit. But that dude he could sit in front of the TV for hours, man. So, but
Do
Charlie's shown some
you
interest
went to
in
college?
nursing. I did, yeah. I went to college for a little bit, but I also am a terrible person to talk to about it. I went solely for baseball.
What
Yeah.
nursing? Let's see. I know when I was in high school, I did vocational as well, and there was nursing programs to give you a head start for the nursing program. So I mean, I don't know. You're
Yeah.
right. Like 12. That's what 6th grade,
Yeah,
7th
she's in
grade.
6th. So it's a kind of the start. It's like I
Mm.
feel like she's holding on to it because it's a good career. I don't know if that's exactly what she's interested in. Cuz I asked her one day. I said, "Hey, so nursing, what makes you want to do nursing? Like why?" She said, "I don't know. It's just a good career." And I'm like, "Yeah, but tell me something about it." She just doesn't have that there's no real explanation for it yet. So we'll see.
I mean, it's not a
How
bad
many times
answer.
change? It's not a bad answer, but
How
how many
many
times did
times
we
what?
change what we were gonna do?
Yeah, I went. I went to school for business, then I switched it to welding, and then I went to college for engineering. I did communications, and then I did the police academy, and then I got my CDL. And yeah, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
I'm right there with you.
And
Yeah.
like, none of it was, I don't know, like some things were tough. Like engineering was easy, but the math was hard. Passing engineering was fine, but all the math classes that you have to take with engineering suck so bad. And you don't even use half of the math classes that you
Right.
have to take for the
Yeah.
course.
Right.
So I just kept switching. Everything sounded like a good idea. Like I had a buddy who I worked out with at the gym a lot, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm joining the police academy. Want to do it with me?" I'm like, "Sure, I'm not doing anything. Sounds cool." So I went and did it.
Who was
Like,
that?
when was what?
No, I said who. Who'd
Oh,
you join the
my
police
buddy,
academy?
Brandon White.
I don't remember him.
I don't know if you met him or not. It was at the time where me, John, and Clint would go to the Y like religiously, and I just ended up meeting him there and a bunch of other people. And yeah,
Was that after Brian died?
no, that was before because
Was it?
Brian. I'd
I was
always
gonna
talk to
say.
Brian there.
Yeah.
He
He was
was,
there for a while.
yeah, he'd come up and be like, "You can do more than that." I'm like, "No, I can't. I'm here for like an hour and a half.
I know.
Cannot
I
do
know.
more." He's fucking push me. I'm like, dude, I can't.
I know. He used to yell at me all the time about it. I mean, I got up, trust me, dude, I got up there, I was strong. Especially now I can feel the difference. Like I lifted up 35s the other day and went, God, this is 35 pounds? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now there was man, the most I did preacher curls. You remember preacher curls on the
Yeah, oh yeah.
machine?
Yeah.
So not
No, I
free
didn't
weight,
use
but
the
you have
machine. I used barbell. Use the preacher curl bar, not the machine, you little
one.
pimp.
No, not the bar, but the where you're.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking. Yeah. So for preacher curls, and I remember going into the gym one. I can't remember his name, but he played hockey. I think he graduated you.
Uh,
What do you say?
Nova. Nova. Derek.
No,
Nova.
Nova. Yeah, Nova was in there, and he had uh plates on it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "That's a I've never seen anybody have plates,"
Yeah.
you know. And I was like, "I think I can get there," and because I was pretty big at the time, and I was like, "All right." I talked to Nova, and I was like, "I'm gonna 2 weeks, 2 weeks. I'm gonna be able to do it." And I told John, I was like, "I'm gonna do it in 2 weeks," and fucking, I did it. Fucking plates on there. Did like 3 reps, and I was like, "All right, done." That's the only
Yeah.
time I ever did it.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say I got up to plates on a last set, but I always was 35s.
Yeah, yep, 35s.
Yeah,
I mean, that was normal. That's normal.
yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
40 plates. You're just showing off.
yeah.
You're trying to get
I
super
mean
duper big.
that's preacher curling 115 pounds. Is it 115, 90, and then oh no, those bars are only 8 or 12.
The
I haven't been
bar.
in. I think it's 12 because
Yeah, I think you're right. 12.
because a bench press bar is 40, 30,
No, is it?
35.
I don't remember what.
I don't remember
I
what
don't
they
remember
are
what the
either.
bar. It's been too long.
Well, you were cutting out on that one.
Yeah, it's fine. Um, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't remember what
45,
the or
40, 45 pounds.
okay,
Preachers are 25. Yeah. So 70,
okay, it's 25.
yeah. 95, 95, or 90, and then 25 is, yeah, 115. That's what I thought it was. 115 pounds. Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
curling with some
it was
freaking.
cool. That was
I
one of the
watched a
last things I
guy.
did.
I watched a guy blow out his bicep doing preacher curls,
Oh, that
and it
sounds
just it
fucking
just
terrible.
he curls, and it just snapped and balled up. Yeah. Anyway, that's for another time.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Back to the school thing. Yeah. So Charlie's the only one who has any interest so far. How old's Wesley?
Yeah. He is 9. He will be 10 April 2nd.
Okay.
So I don't
Cool.
know. I mean, he hasn't showed interest in really anything. He's freaking genius at math. He tested 2 points away from being, or no, it was 1 point away from being, oh, genius something. They called it anyway. He's doing like 7th grade math right now, and he's in 4th grade.
That's cool.
So, I mean, maybe engineer might be in his,
Yeah.
repertoire. Who knows? But I don't know. Preparing them for school. I just want. I don't. I'm not a push them towards the education system if they don't need it. I think just learn your trade and be the best at your trade that you're going to learn. Like, obviously, if you're going to be a doctor, obviously you have to go to school for it. But yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you
Do you guys have
if you're going to
vocational
be a
schools
math,
though, right?
yeah, yeah, just like the
Okay. I
JVS.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember what they are. Yeah.
They're like
Because
no joke now though, dude. Like one of the guys that was at the pool, his senior year went to, it was kind of like a CTC, but it was fully large equipment. And on their
oh
site,
yeah.
they tear up the road that the last person built and then rebuild the road so that the next class can do it. And that's like
That's
how they learn
cool.
how to do it. Yeah, I was like, man, that's great. I would have done that in high school.
I
I
thought about doing that,
probably
heavy machinery.
wouldn't have, but yeah, heavy machine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
they have so many more cool things now. Like
yeah, with
over where we're
drones.
at now. Yeah, drones or pilots. They have a pilot school now.
Yeah.
You get a head start on that.
I,
There's
I
all
it,
kinds of stuff they have now.
I'm so not into. I'm over the push early. Be the youngest. I'm over that. Kind of a weird tangent, but I love baseball cards, football cards, all that stuff.
Like a nerd.
The problem, right? The
Who said
problem
that?
with, I don't know. It's probably one of those sound bites you got. Um, the problem with them is they're opening them now based on rookie stats and valuing them at rookie stats for 1 year. And they're not, it's not holding, like they're freaking out about like Jaden Daniels. He's had 2 really good years. And all his cards are really high valued. But but then they open these packs, right? And they pull out like a equal card of like Brett Favre or Tom Brady and they devalue it because he's not playing at the moment. Well, the motherfucker was one of the best quarterbacks that ever played, so it should have value.
Yeah.
So it's all this early, let's do it early, and if you don't prove yourself in the first year, you're worthless. Really pisses me off, drives me nuts. So that's why I don't really try to tell the kids that they have to strive to do this. Now, just take your time and do it right and be the best at it. And everything will come as it's supposed to.
Yeah. But then you have once your freshman year, you have to start thinking about, are you going to go vocational or are you going to stay? So you're kind of on a timeline then.
But not really, because the only reason I went to vocational my senior year was just to graduate because I hated school so much. So
See,
I went my senior year and took what was called at the JVS called diversified cooperative training. And it was basically a business class that you went to school for your gen eds. You went to school for being in school, and then you went to work. And then I had one class, that was right before we left that was all about, hey, this is what you should look at today, report your hours, yada yada yada. And it was a business class. And then we went to work. And you could only do it if you had started a business or your parents owned a business. So I was able to do it. But I didn't have to like decide my freshman year.
Right. I guess, well, your sophomore year is when you decide, because it's typically a 2-year program, because you
Some of
can
them,
go,
yeah.
but you can go your senior year like you did.
Yeah.
I guess to be fair, yeah, the only reason I was friends went.
Oh, yeah, I know,
There's
right?
that. And then also, you don't have finals. You don't have to do a thesis. You don't have to do
Yeah,
any of that shit.
yeah,
There's no homework.
you don't have to do, you're a real person. They treat it like
Yeah.
it's real life. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, I went to school in the morning. I went to English, math. Nope, I tested out of math. English, history. Well, I guess it was English and reading because there was 1 and 2 period, and then history, and then my business class, and then I went to work. So it was all things that I needed, and the only reason I didn't have a math class my senior year is because I tested out of it.
Yeah.
So, but it's real life, and I think that's what kids need to focus on instead of being the first or doing this, and just focus on a career and take your time getting to it. Like, pace yourself, don't rush into it, because if you hit at 25, what else is there to do? You know what I mean? That's why they have so many changing careers now, is everybody just gets in and does the one thing for 1 year, and they're the greatest one for a year, and then, no one can hire them because they're overqualified, which is, oh my god, I love the overqualified thing. But like, it just
So
doesn't make
stupid.
any sense to do it. Like, my whole philosophy is a Ferrari at 25 and a Ferrari at 50 is you still own a motherfucking Ferrari.
Yeah, mine's kind of like that. Mine is Ferrari at 37, which I am right now, and a Ferrari at 50. I still can't afford either way. So,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it doesn't
But
matter.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
so like, unless you're going to unless you plan on going to like an Ivy League school, which means you have to do your SATs, you have to get high scores. If you're just going to like regular college or whatever, fucking, you can. I mean, when I went, I wasn't going to graduate high school because I fucked off in English. I slept through English. I didn't do jack shit in English. And they're
Right.
like, hey, you're not going to graduate because you failed English, and you're not going to graduate. And I was like, I don't know. I think I am. I was like, you guys let me sit in this office and show you I can read a book? And they're like,
Right.
that's not how it works. And I'm like, kind of does, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's, you need to know I
Exactly.
can read.
Right.
And they're like, it's not how it works. I was like, all right, give me a final. Because again, I went to vocational school. So like, give me a final. Like, we don't give finals here. You're not graduating. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to graduate. So I called my homeschool, talked to my counselor at the homeschool. And he's like, all right, what did you take? And I went off a list of things that I took. And he's like, team leadership. You took team leadership, right? I was like, yep. He's like, you passed? Yep. He's like, that's your English credit. You're going to pass. You're graduating. Done, did deal. Said, okay. And I went back because we had like 2 weeks left of school.
Right.
So I had to go back to the JVS, go talk to the counselors and principal there and be like, guess who's graduating?
Right.
And they were so mad. They weren't going to give me my completion.
Right.
My teacher for the career I was going for was like, dude, you did the work. Here you go. He's like, I don't care what the school says. You can have it.
Right.
He's like, you completed everything I told you to do. And he was retiring anyways. He's like, I don't even care, dude. I
Right.
was like, thanks. And then again, going to college, you test out of things.
Right.
I fucking tested out of fucking English, math, all that. And it's like, literally, the school said, hey, you failed English. You're not graduating. And then I went back over to the JVS after I tested out of college and was like, hey, it's kind of weird. Here's this paper that says I tested out of college English. And you're
Right.
like, all you had to do was just do the work. I was like, or you could have just gave me a final or anything.
Right.
But I get it.
Yeah.
Rules are rules. Whatever. They had to follow their rules.
I'm
Rules are meant to
such
be
a
broken.
horrible dad for follow the rules. Because rules are only made up by the winner.
Yeah, or the winner, person in charge, whatever.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean they're right.
True.
Like speeding is only illegal because as a society we collectively said it was illegal. It's not illegal.
Yeah.
It's just as a society we think it's safe to not go over the speed limit. So it's like your rules mean nothing. Okay? And if I have $1 million and I go to the court, I can fight it and win. So basically all you just taught me and my kids was make enough money to pay to get out of stuff.
True. Money will
Yeah.
get you out of shit.
Money will get you out of a lot of stuff.
Or connections. Again, like I said, all I had to do, go back to my home school, talk to them.
Yeah.
Use connections, find the people that want to work with you. Yeah, that's kind of what you need.
Yeah. I know. I try to instill it into the kids all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't be a dick about it. Go, why? You know?
Well, yeah.
But go, hey, I know that you did it this way, but don't you think we could do it this way? And if it works, it works. And just try to work your way around that way.
Get back to the assembly line.
Get back to the assembly line.
Yeah. I was listening to it was about college and it was a little bit about finances, and this guy, he was a professor, and he was like, a lot of people don't think you really need college anymore. And he's like, for technical stuff, that's true. He's like, you can kind of just go learn the technical stuff off of YouTube or just go out and do it in the real world. He's like, but for the social things, you kind of need the college because the college is still that thing that the S&P 500 companies look for. They're the big companies that they want that degree, and it does show something. It shows that
not much though.
You show up on time, you got through it,
right?
You learn the damn thing, and you have this to show for it.
I think there needs to be a big adjustment to how college works. Number one, 4 years doesn't need to be 4 years at all.
And it depends on what you do, though. So it does.
I don't even think I don't even think a doctor needs to be as long as it does. Plus, don't treat it like high school. Don't give them a summer break. Give them 2 weeks every 6 or 8 weeks. You know what I mean? Treat it like a vacation, and teach them real world situations, not a program that is going to generalize how it works. You know what I mean? I mean, that's why doctors become doctors, is not because of the classes that they sit in. Yes, they learn how the system works, you know what I mean? How the body works and how this medication affects. But to be a doctor, I mean, you can pass all that, but if you can't do the real world stuff, you don't become a doctor. So where does the importance really lie in that career? It's actually the real world situation to where you go in and you do your rounds and you're learning to deal with patients and learning to deal with. So if you can take that into like engineering where let's take it back to the CTC school where you do large equipment. Those guys learn by tearing a road out and building a road and dealing with tractors breaking down and things like that. So if you can structure the system to be more realistic and time framed better, then I think college is definitely, I agree with you on the social aspect of it. You have to have that. That makes a lot of gets people out of their comfort zone and gets them motivated to do things. And it teaches some people who aren't social at all to be a little social more. So it's a huge aspect in life to actually learn how to do it. But it just needs restructured a bit.
It was funny. I was reading an article. I can't remember where it was from. It was a couple weeks ago, but there's a school that's given a class on how to call people on the phone because so many kids and young adults have like an anxiety on talking to somebody on the phone, and like one of their assignments was like call and order a pizza.
Yeah, but you
Or
can't even do that anymore because the pizza place doesn't accept phone calls.
really?
Oh yeah, I won't eat Papa John's anymore because it goes to a call center.
Oh well, I mean, still, yeah. Well, for the class, that means you still have to talk to somebody. But yeah,
Oh yeah, I know.
so
But
so the whole point is talking to somebody or calling and scheduling an appointment or is stuff like that. That's like your work.
amazing.
That's your work assignment that you're. Even if you're only paying fucking $2,000 for this class, that's your class. Like, come on. I got anxiety. I can't talk on the phone. I'm gonna go spend money on this class to teach me how to talk on a phone.
Right.
Or there's a class on Taylor Swift.
Oh, Charlie would ace that class.
That's so
My
ridiculous.
God. Listen, we were doing music trivia at the pool last year, and from the first 5 rounds were 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2010s, right? And I was like second place or leading going into the last round. And Charlie had to do the whole last round for me. I couldn't name any of the songs or the artist or even where they came from. I didn't know any of it.
Come on, you know them Taylor Swift songs.
No, that was the thing. Like, I don't even know the Taylor Swift songs, but I know who Taylor Swift is, and you can kind of hear her. All this other stuff is, oh man, I don't even know. No.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget, you guys can email us anytime at heydad@hd@aol.com. And yeah,
I love that it's AOL.
It's perfect. It's easy one to remember. AOL. You got mail.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
I hate when you do that. Bye.
Bye.